How to become a UX designer that will not be replaced by AI? Let me start with a question that is going to make some of you really uncomfortable. If your company removed you from your team tomorrow and gave your product manager a good AI tool instead, would anyone notice the difference? Sit with that for a second. Because over the last 2 years, thousands of companies quietly answer that question. And for a lot of designers, the answer was a big no. The screen still got made, the prototype still got shipped. Here is the part nobody says out loud. AI did not replace designers because it became creative. It replaced designers because a lot of design work had already become mechanical, predictable and very much replaceable. Today I want to give you that one skill which decides which side you are on. I'm not going to talk about a tool or a certification or a prompt engineering. A skill that is so old and we forgot that there is such skill exists within us, which is called observation. Today you will learn the single focus that separates replaceable designers from irreplaceable one, and exactly how to start training. You can begin that just after this particular video. I'm going to tell you one distinction that changes everything, the difference between design problem and a design preference. Now let's talk about the reality. I want to keep the bad news very short because fear is not the point of this video, but the direction is. In 2025 alone, over 120,000 tech workers were laid off globally. Quite shocking, right? And moreover, the analysis says the number of designers who laid off are twice when compared to the engineers. Listings for execution focused UX roles, wireframing, basic UI production have collapsed by around 70% since their peak in 2022. And in a few high profile cases, internal UX teams were cut by 50 to 90% of their workforce while the company kept shipping and making a hell lot of revenue. Read the pattern carefully because the pattern matters more than numbers. If you read the pattern very closely, what disappeared were execution rules. You receive a requirement, produce screens, you give handoff, and you will be repeating that forever. AI tools and AI agents now do that layer faster and cheaper than you. What survived and in many cases became more valuable were the roles that decide what should be built and why. The real question is which layer of design you live in. Production layer is the high danger zone. The problem layer is the protected ground for you. Everything from here is about how you move upstream just by having one core skill called observation. Here is a sentence I want to remember you from this entire video. Every AI tools works the same way. You describe a problem, it produces a solution, which is very fast compared to you, polished, sometimes better than a junior designer. Are you agreeing with me or not? But look at what is hiding inside the sentence. You describe the problem and the mission is thoroughly depends on the quality of problem that you describe. So when a garbage problem and polished garbage is going to be out of the mission, which means the entire value of design has quietly shifted upstream. The designer who can walk into a hospital or who is designing a banking application or a delivery workflow and come back and saying here is exactly who is failing at exactly what task because of exactly the design decision under the exact condition like this. There are so many exact things that we need to do. We must bang on that. The designer just became more valuable than ever if they follow this exact and so on thing what I told you, because their problem statement can now be multiplied by AI into 10 directions overnight or over a second. The designer who can only say the app feels confusing, let me redesign it, is completing directly with a text prompt. With proper prompt engineering, a designer who is just having an interaction and producing screens will be fully replaced by AI without a doubt. So the key focus for every designer in the AI era is this. Just become the person who identifies the problem, not the person who renders the solution. And the skill that powers the problem identification has very unglamorous name. I told you a couple of times, it is called observation. The thing what we observe cannot be identified in research papers or reports or everywhere. Certainly we don't document this perfectly also, but using this one particular skill, there were glorious products came from the top tech companies in the world. Observation is the raw ability to see what is actually happening in front of you without contaminating it with your assumptions. And here is the most uncomfortable truth. Most designers think they observe. Designers just look into things. Looking is very passive, right? Your eyes are just open. Your brain is on autopilot and your assumptions fill in 90% of the picture. Observation is just deliberate and structured. It means catching yourself every time time you write. The user looks confused and forcing yourself to write what you actually saw. The sentences that we write, these are going to be the evidence. How a researcher marking each evidence to come up to a solution. How the police in the investigation area have a close watch on every single detail that is happening around or already happened around. How the interrogation happens between two parties to arrive to a solution of what exactly happened. Because one party will be having their own truth, the other party will be having their own truth. Then what is the exact truth? That is where we need to polish this particular skill called observation. I'm going to tell you how to begin with. Some of you are really thinking that AI can watch session recordings too. Yes, but observation is not data processing. Observation happens before the data exists. So I'm going to tell you now 3 things AI cannot do structurally. First thing, AI cannot see workarounds. Walk through any office and you will find sticky notes on monitors, a phone propped against a coffee cup, a rubber band tied and holding a charger at the perfect angle. Every workaround is a user silently screaming that a design failed them. Do you remember the mouse of Apple, right? It just looked like that. Currently, we have the charging portion over here. When you charge, you can't operate it. Some say that this is a failed design. Some say that this is a conscious decision made by the Apple. No workaround appears in analytics. Users never report them at all. There is no such evidence we have for the workarounds because they adapted and forgot. Only a present, the trained eye catches it. Second thing, AI cannot feel the context. Yeah, we have certain prompt engineering techniques called RT-PCR model where we mention about the context. The AI just picks the context of what you describe. It cannot observe and tell what is exactly happening. So the context picking is really severe for anyone who goes to the field and observes. Imagine contextually a user uses an application by hanging on the train. When the sunlight falls directly on the phone screen, is the AI able to observe all that? It's none other than you and me can actually find how the user is using certain application under what condition. And the third thing is very crucial. AI cannot tell what is absent. A trained observer notices that elderly customers never touch the kiosk. Even if you go to the railway station in India, we have a kiosk set up here and there. Who is taking tickets from those kiosks? Still, Indian Railways appointed someone to help us with accessing the kiosk. If you see, they go very fast on the monitor. They trained in such way to get the tickets from the system. But if you want to really get the ticket from the kiosk, it is really hard task. And think of the elderly people. They are ready to stand in the queue for 20 minutes to get the ticket rather than going and operating the kiosk and get the tickets in 2 minutes. Why are they not using it? And if you put AI in place, is it able to identify all those? Definitely, it can't do that. This is why observation is the mode. Everything downstream of observation, AI is coming for, right? Wireframes, visuals, UX copies, even usability heuristics. Everything upstream is protected. That is where I want every designer to focus on, because upstream of observation, there is no data yet. There is only the world and someone willing to watch it carefully and very closely. Now, how do you train it? You start with one foundational distinction now. When you get it wrong, everything around it would become a noise. When you get it right, every information around it would become an ammunition. Seriously, pause this video when I talk and make a note of each information that I'm going to share right now. I'm going to talk about two distinction over here. One is design problem, the other one is design preference. But I told it as one distinction as both are coming into one branch and having two separate parts. A design problem exists when a design object, space or system fails to enable a specific user to perform a specific task under specific condition. The failure is observable and very much consistent. So this happens not only for one people but for all, irrespective of the independence taste, independent of anyone's taste. Design preference is basically a reaction, could be positive or negative. It is defined by oneself based on their culture, aesthetic and their standard of living. Thousands of people might share it, but it is still not a functional failure. Then what it sounds like? This is called design preference. I'm going to tell you one example. You went to a library and the library is having the book that you want. It is having a chair and table for you to sit and read. But still you observe that the painting inside the library was not good. Is it a design problem or design preference? That question comes in, right? Design problem is something that will not make you achieve what you want. When you are in library, you just want to give it a read. If that is being affected, then it's a design problem. But for you, still you are able to give it a read on a book and feeling the colors are not beautiful is nothing but aestheticity, and we call it as design preference. Why does this matter so much with AI? Feed AI a real problem statement and the mission becomes genuinely powerful. Here is the exact formula that I'm going to tell you. User type cannot do task because of design failure when conditioned. The formula has been brought into 4 different chunks. Now I'll tell you what exactly the weak problem statement is. When somebody comes and tells that the campus signage is confusing, that gives a designer, a human or a mission, nothing to fix. Confusing to whom? Doing what and where, right? Everything is open. So how do you measure this particular problem statement, which looks very weak? You cannot even think through that. You have to put yourself a lot of things to understand what exactly it is. Then how come the strong problem statement comes in for the designers? How it should be framed? Let's see that. A strong problem statement might sound like a first-time visitor cannot find the main auditorium because the directional signage stops at the second junction and does not continue to the building entrance when arriving on foot from the main gate. It is talking about who is doing what and what they want to do, the context of them inside the university, and the signage, where it breaks, where it is making the user to not to proceed. All these informations are already available. Now tell me, being a designer, are you able to proceed further with this strong problem statement or not? So writing a problem statement is one of the major skills that every designer must excel in their career. Now hand this thing to AI and it generates 10 valid solutions in a minute. Everyone aimed at the actual failure. Now we know what is exactly failed over there. This formula is the bridge between observation and AI leverage. Leveraging AI itself a skill. What information we are giving, is it going to make AI a powerful system for you, or it is going to make you weaker through AI? You are standing in between the line and you can choose any of them to make the system more powerful or to let the system make you look weaker. So there is one warning also. You have to ban certain words when communicating with the AI. Confusing, ugly, uncomfortable and outdated. This cannot give you or extract any fruit from the AI. It will make you more weaker in terms of generating 10 different variation of idea that you need to work on. Now the question comes in. Why observation of all skills? Because it is not a new skill we are adding to design. It is the root skill design we forgot to polish. Before the UX tools like Figma, before personas, design knowledge came from watching. Are you agreeing with me or not? Every checklist that we call as a UX principle were observed by someone, and these were the best practices they gave it to us. Templates, design, systems, heuristics and process. An entire generation learned the compressed rules and skipped the seeing. That worked for about a decade. Then AI arrived, and AI is the ultimate pattern applier at the moment. It has observed every template and best practices ever written. If your value, I know the patterns, you have been outcompeted by something that knows all the patterns and never sleeps. It can repeatedly do things without a break. What left is the thing that came from the patterns. Observation that AI cannot do. I told you many use cases where AI can certainly not able to compete with humans. An untrained designer looks at a coffee shop and sees people on phones. So what's next? I'm going to tell you the starter practice of how to start observing things. People would come and say that you do this, you have to observe, but how to observe nobody tells. So today I'm in that position to tell you how to observe, because I also started practicing after AI comes into my life. So basically you go back to your phone and open an application, identify one use case or a user workflow, experience it first, then note it down thoroughly and give your phone with the information what you have observed to the other people. Don't share them like what you have observed, but tell them to take a walkthrough of what you have done and observe how they are doing. Watch their face, watch their expression and note it down. Then you will come to know where the exact problem lies in. Whatever you have written are matching with that or not, or you already had an hidden assumptions of this is how things being work. Our brain always goes for assumption. So we have to control that in certain ways. One of the way is that observing it from the people. Later on, you can observe any stranger in the public place when they are getting boarded into the bus or a train or waiting for an auto. Look at their expression. What are they doing? How are they feeling? During the time of waiting, how are they feeling? By the time the auto arrives or a bus or a train, right, with this, you are able to start your observation skill. But let me land like this. AI generates solution only can find problems. Finding problem begins with one trainable, ancient, glamorous skill that we have inside of us called observation. But we have to sharpen it daily because it is one of the finest knife every humans have, which is anchored by only one distinction. A problem is a functional failure that exists whether anyone notices it. A preference disappears when the observer changes. Understand one thing, one distinction having two chunks. Observation, under that we have design problem and design preference. Design problem doesn't let you perform any action at certain point. Design preference lets you perform the action but still you feel that something is off. But it can be only with your case. If people are not feeling something is off, it is their preference, not your headache. So at the end, you will start thinking, observing and identifying what is exactly happening around you. Now you are able to make a better problem statement, a strong one. Later point, go on, interact with the AI. You will feel how empowered you are with the system that you have. UX designer with the observation skill along with how to write strong problem statement and able to communicate with AI cannot be replaced at least in next 2 to 3 years. If you really want to share any of your perspective, just use the comment box. And this is Uday Kumar Shivanathan, founder of Dravital, signing off with you with this particular video. I'll catch up on shortly with the next thing. Thank you.